bunnies are pretty similar to cats, and I think a lot of people don't realize that they are their own beings with their own personalities, and they're not just a toy that you keep in the corner or you keep in a cage. Hi, I'm Atiana De La Hoya, and this is my Cruelty-Free Get Ready With Me. So I have two bunnies, Jeff and Daisy, and they couldn't be more different. They adore each other and they're bonded together, but Jeff has a really big personality, and Daisy's a little bit more reserved. She doesn't really like much except for Jeff, just doesn't care about treats, doesn't care about being pet, only likes Jeff, where Jeff is definitely the opposite. I loved rabbits my whole life. I've always been obsessed with them, but once I got Jeff, I really started to learn more about what it takes to have a rabbit and their needs. So I learned that rabbits thrive when they're bonded together. So I actually ended up finding a rescue in California that just rescues rabbits and kind of educates people on how to take care of rabbits, and I ended up adopting Daisy. I feel like Easter is a holiday where people associate rabbits and they're given as gifts or they're brought to petting zoos, and rabbits have a really high nervous system, and they're really anxious animals, and the more that I've learned about them, the more misinformation I see about rabbits, and I feel like it's really important that people should know that they're not an easy pet to have. And not only that, they have a lot of needs and they're really adventurous and they like to run around. And a lot of people get rabbits thinking they're an easy pet and just keep them in a cage, but it's actually quite the opposite. They need a lot of fresh vegetables, fresh greens to eat. They can be litter box trained as well. So when you do get a rabbit, if you want them to be free roam around your room, which is the most ideal situation, you're gonna have to train them and you're gonna have to put in the effort like getting a new dog or a puppy. It's not just an animal where you get it and kind of forget about it, and I think that gets really lost, especially on holidays like Easter, where rabbits are kind of shown everywhere, and they're really adorable animals, but they take a lot of patience and a lot of effort to make sure that they're living a happy life. They need a lot of attention and a lot of love. I was doing my makeup one day and I looked over at Jeff and Daisy because they kind of run around my room, and I realized that some of the makeup that I'm using directly affects maybe not Jeff and Daisy, but a lot of rabbits and a lot of animals, especially mice and guinea pigs and rats. And they basically hold down these animals and force chemicals into their eyes, on their skin, to see what kind of reactions they'll have, and it's really awful. And the more that I looked about it, it just seemed like the worse it got, and something that I can completely avoid in my everyday life. So that's when I really started to kind of be more conscious of the products that I was buying and the products that I was using every day. When I was looking through all of my products, I ended up finding that PETA actually has its own website that you can look up all of your cosmetics and see if they're cruelty-free. And I thought cruelty-free just meant not tested on animals, but it also means that no ingredients have animal products in them, which I didn't even think about. I grew up in an animal-loving household for sure. We always had pets growing up, but I also grew up really aware of just veganism because my dad Travis is vegan, and he's been vegan my entire life, so we've always been around it, and I've always kind of known what it means to be vegan and why he decided to do it, and how the industries directly affect animals. I think it's really important just to think more about the products that you use every day and the products that you buy every day, because nobody has to be perfect, but just thinking about the little things and the little contributions that you can make really do make a difference. And that's my cruelty-free makeup routine. For more ways that you can learn about helping animals, you can visit PETA.org.